Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Dr. Hyena, and I am back with another video. So today I'm going to be discussing the future of my games on Roblox and my Minecraft mod, um, or mods, as we'll discuss a bit later. So yeah, let's get right into it. So with Mosaic Survival, of course, I am still going to be working on that. As I said, I do want to add about 16 or so playable animals before I stop working on the game. And even after that, you'll probably see certain updates, like feature-wise, that don't necessarily entail new animals. Um, so there's that. So Mosaic Survival, it's still going to be worked on. However, it's not necessarily going to be, the only thing I work on. So the other Roblox game that I'm talking about is, of course, Into the Jungle. Now, for those who are new around here, uh, I don't blame you if you haven't even heard of Into the Jungle. My videos on it haven't really gotten the most views, and I haven't really made one, to be honest, in quite a while. So, um, basically, it's going to be an adventure slash story mode game. Um, Although, unlike other story mode games where you kind of just walk around from point A to point B and you don't really do much of anything, you will actually have to take a lot of action yourself here. Um, and there will be, certain parts of the game that are almost like open world, so you do have to, roam around within that before you can progress to the next level of sorts. Um, so this is going to be taking some inspiration from the Jumanji films, um, from some other jungle media that I've seen. But for the most part, to be honest with you, it is mostly just my wild imagination at work. I would say the inspiration, it's definitely going to be there, if you know what I mean, in some sequences. But for the most part, it'll probably be pretty loose, if I'm being honest. So yeah, definitely something I'm very passionate about. One of you guys was actually generous enough to donate $100 through Stream Chat, um, for me to use towards this game. So I'll definitely be making use of that, and of course the other funds that I've raised from Mosaic Survival and such. And I just want to thank you guys so much for your support with that project. And it is going to be coming to fruition. I can't say exactly when it'll release because I don't know, but it is going to be probably one of my top priorities going forward. So yeah, so that's really exciting. um, I honestly really miss working on that game. And with Mosaic Survival, I do like working on it, but I kind of do feel a bit more pressure in kind of different ways with that one. Whereas with Into the Jungle, I can be a lot more creative, since it is kind of my own passion project. And I don't have to like follow a specific template of sorts, which I'll be honest, you kind of do have to do with animal survival games, and it does get pretty boring after a while. Um, but when you're making your own game, that's not really the case at all. Especially if it's a story mode game and you're writing your own story. So I think you get the idea. I'm very very excited to be doing this, and yeah. So there's that. So that's Mosaic Survival and Into the Jungle. Um, I do want to quickly mention that, like in my last video, I discussed the possibility of there being sequels for Into the Jungle. That is very much still a plan. I just feel like I can expand so much on it, um, like on the story that I already have. So, yeah, I think it would make sense to do more games, kind of following that story afterwards. So, again, just really, really excited for that. But moving on to my Minecraft mods, so of course, there is Mineageries Plus, which is essentially the successor to Pangea Ultima, which added animals from all around the world. And this one does too, but it's more like zoo and conservation focused in a way. Um, what I mean by that is, you'll notice inclusions of a lot of endangered animals, or animals that have actually been saved entirely um, by captive breeding programs or zoos. So, for example, you've got the Arabian oryx, scimitar horned oryx. Those two were actually extinct in the wild for a good amount of time, and it was only through the work of zoos and other captive breeding programs that they actually managed to get their populations in captivity high enough and healthy enough to be reintroduced to the wild. And they're actually doing pretty good now. So, you know, oftentimes zoos are kind of depicted by media in almost a negative manner, or sometimes a very negative manner. And honestly, I'm kind of sick of that stereotype as someone who, goes to zoos and zoological facilities a lot myself, even if they're not like completely zoos. Um, Oftentimes they still do really fantastic work, and I do want to kind of portray them in a more positive light through this mod. So that's kind of the goal here. Um, and moving on to the reason I said mods instead of just mod. So there's a couple of things there. So of course there is Mineageries Plus, as I've just explained a bit, but there's also there's going to be a mod which I don't have a name for yet, but it's going to be focusing on Pleistocene Eurasia. So about you guys can fact check this, but up until about, I want to say, 15,000 years ago or so, was considered the Pleistocene. So you'll have animals like the cave hyena, the woolly mammoth, wild horses, stuff like that, which those three are already made actually. And I'll probably be I'll be doing a video showing them, fairly soon. And yeah, that's definitely a project I'm also excited to work on. I'll admit it's not a super high priority right now. If I would actually list my priorities that I've mentioned throughout this video, it would be something like Into the Jungle, Mosaic Survival, and Mineageries Plus would probably be at kind of the same spot for like number 2, and then number 3 would be the Pleistocene Eurasia mod. So that's that. And in fact, I think that's about all I have to talk about for this video. So if you guys have enjoyed, if you're looking forward to those projects, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. So till then, take care, peace out, and goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.